Fall at York Hall strikes again, third bout of the evening. The ladies take the center of the ring. Kira Carter looking for her first win against undefeated Laura Payne. As predicted, you see action right out the gate. Laura Payne looking for her offense. Starting to find the range with that jab. Only 2-minute rounds, so we don't have any time to spare. Nice body shot. Big punch to punctuate the beginning of this round. You think a straight hand to the body hurts more than a hook to the body?
Yeah, I do. If a straight right hand lands to the body, that definitely hurts more.
I find, because the women have one less minute and it's more difficult for them to get knockouts, that I wonder if more body work from them would it bring more knockouts. If they were to just be chopping at the body instead of looking for headshots.
That is a very good point. I just feel like naturally fighters headhunt. Oh, good right hand there for Payne. But I just feel like naturally fighters headhunt in general, especially when you're in a fast-paced fight. You just hit what you can see. There's less time to think about. I want to set this up and go to the body and do this and stuff like that. It's just I can see the head. I'm going for the head. But if they can definitely mix up and go to the body, we may see more knockouts. And I was going to say earlier, I like the way Payne is using that lead hand, frequently to find the range and then shoots off the right hand. But I want to see a variation of lead hand. I want to see a stiff jab. I want to see her use it as a range finder. I want to see her use it as a feint to land the right hand. I just want to see different variations of that lead hand.
But while she is the longer fighter, she is respecting a potential counterpunch threat from Carter. I could see in that first round she wasn't willing to take too many chances coming in. Even though she was having success, she wanted to see what Carter was going to come back with. It wasn't much, so maybe in the second round we'll see exactly what you're calling for.
Yeah. I mean, in the first round, I appreciate fighters want to, get a gauge of what the opponent has and what they can do, what threats that they oppose to them. And from that point onward, the second round, then I'd like to see you step it up and see what you can do against that opponent. Now, whether you can just actually performance, start hurting them, knocking them out, wherever it may be. But you get that first round to get a gauge of what your opponent possesses. If there's no threat, I like to see up the tempo.
We'll see if something comes behind those jabs now also, right? Even though it's a 2-minute rounds, this is a 6-round fight, so these ladies are going to have a little bit more time to get the job done, rounds-wise, than the men's did anyway. Say Kira Carter, while there isn't much coming from behind that jab, might want to start looking for some offense of her own. If you let Payne get comfortable in there, she is going to live up to her name. It's just going to be a punching bag on the night, which nobody wants.
Yeah, I haven't really seen Carter throw anything effective back. Coming Payne's way, but I think Payne used that as an advantage. I think she should just, walk Carter down and start letting her hands go if it's going to come back.
Yeah, ironically, Payne's the one doing a little bit of movement, and I don't mind the footwork of Carter. She seems to be cutting her off a little bit, but she's cutting her off with the feet, but not with the hands.
Her feet do look steady. She has got good feet. She's getting herself in and out of range, but like I said, there's just nothing coming back. Nothing of any substance anyway.
Yeah, if this continues on, exactly what I was about to say, you're going to start seeing combination punches from Carter and a little bit less caution about counter punching because there isn't any. At which point, Carter might be in a lot of trouble. I get the sense, and I haven't seen Payne fight before, but I get the sense that once she gets comfortable in there and knows that she's really not in harm's way, she's going to let her hands go.
She gives me the sense of, a slick fighter. She probably prefers her opponents to come to her so she can work off their pressure. That's the kind of fight she's giving me. The shot she's throwing, it feels like she's trying to draw Carter in, but Carter's not biting. She's taking it half a step back rather than rushing in. I feel like Payne's the type of fighter, even though, like you said, I've never seen a fight before, the vibe she's giving me is if Carter was to rush in, she'd be spinning up with check hooks, throwing up a cut, and you see a lot more work from her, better work from her.
She's waiting for her opponent to give her something. She's not really creating opportunity.
Exactly that.
Come at me and I can make something work.
Exactly that. That's the vibe she's giving me right now. But Carter's just not biting.
Right. Sadly, if Carter's not biting and not fighting, it's just a way to cruise to another L. You gotta either bite or fight. Entering the third round of a 6-round bout. These rounds moving quickly as they are only 2 minutes apiece. Another straight body shot right from the straight right hand. And I think that actually woke Carter up. She doesn't want to eat that too many times, so maybe she'll start using her own hands to defend herself. As her footwork isn't bad, but she just doesn't have any offense coming back to support her positioning.
Yeah, I mean, the footwork isn't bad at all, but something needs to come back. I mean, the odd jab there and there, but she's pulling it like she's not really, following through. But there's no danger coming from, Payne's way, to be honest. Yeah, that was a nice combination there. Just went body head, just switched the levels and caught Payne.
Because to your point, what Carter's doing is punching to stop Payne from punching, not to land punches.
Yeah. Payne wants to be careful, even that lead hand out like that. I mean, you're essentially throwing away your guard. But when she's using it as a rangefinder, just to touch and bring it back, touch and bring it back, that's the nice work that you want to see. When she leaves it out there, she could be in line for a counter, but that was a lovely combination she just threw there, Payne.
Right before this engagement.
Oh, that's good work.
It's gone a bit now, but it's still worth mentioning. I think that Carter had an opportunity to sit down on the jab, ironically, and hit her with a stiff jab and then maybe even a hook, but instead she was moving with the punch, so it informs what her mentality is. She's punching to get away.
Yeah.
And that's just not going to get the job done, no matter who your opponent is, really. One thing about a small room is you can hear the back row.
That woke me up. I nearly started throwing hands out.
I mean, she got the fighter's attention. It's a little bit annoying. Maybe let Laura focus on her job and have these conversations after the round.
Yeah,
but she is comfortable in there. I think we might see her step it up this round. I'd like to see more action, as I continue to say. I always want to see more action. And I want to see what you can do with a fighter who isn't mounting an offense. So yes, if these are learning fights, and Payne's a little bit further down the learning curve than the young men that we saw earlier in the fight. This is her 8th fight, so at this point, I really do believe we should be getting fighters out of there who aren't willing to engage and who are there to be hit. In the 4th round, we ought to see a bit more power on the punches and a bit more spite on the action. Like, it's no longer time to feel your opponent out or just touch and find position. It's time to make statements now.
I think right now, it's time to just be a bully. Just be aggressive. Just keep stepping on her. Good combination there. Just like what the crowd was saying. Just put some shots together. I mean, when she does put it together in a close combination, she doesn't miss. So that shows already. The target's there to be hit. So just let them go. Nothing coming back. There's no danger. You're not in danger of course, you've always got to be cautious and make sure you're out of harm's way when you are throwing combinations, but at the same time, there isn't anything dangerous coming back from Carter's side. So,
I mean, I would suspect that Payne probably had harder sparring sessions getting ready for this fight.
Yeah, most definitely.
What she's experiencing right now.
Definitely. she got to stick to that work. That's a nice combination. Man. That's what she should stick at. What's this? Round 4 going into?
That's it.
You've won the first ring. It's done. Now just try and be aggressive and, you know, push her back. See if you can get her out of there.
And those combinations started with that body shot. She's still touching her in the same spot with the right straight to the body, and it freezes Carter in her tracks. I'd go right back to the well.
Yep, 100%. And it's that change of level. She's getting body, head, and that's what's catching Carter off guard.
Bring those hands down a bit and then come right back upstairs. There it is again.
It's a nice straight right to the body. She's fighting that body easily. You can see that side of Carter's body reddening up.
And
so
again,
it's having some sort of effect, but she's got to come upstairs with that left hook that she's been doing. That's been the best shot of the night, to be honest.
and I think that's showing a bit of pro experience now. She's got a shot that's available, that's effective. It's not flashy, but it gets the job done, goes to the body. So we just saw her throw that straight right to the body 5 times in a row, and Carter had no answer for it and was there to be hit every time. So keep going to the well. And to your point, now take that as she starts to drop her hand, starts to defend that shot, and bring it right back upstairs, and we might be able to get a knockout tonight. I can't hear the corner, but you can see Carter's coaching this, who hasn't given up on the fight, telling her to poke her jab in, and she starts with that jab, kind of poking it. But the thing is, you need some confidence behind it. She's gonna have to put something on that jab and make us believe, if not Payne, that she means it.
Yeah, right now she's not showing any intentions.
No intentions.
Trying to hurt Payne. But like I said, she's got balanced feet. She's got very balanced feet. She's nice and relaxed and cool, but she's eating shots. Right enough for coming back.
It's almost a shame that she's got good feet because she keeps being in position to punch and then not letting her hands go. It's frustrating. I'd rather.
I think Payne should keep the fight at that range, just close, up close. Nothing is coming back at all. Just, you know, keep your hands tight just in case something does come back, but just, you know, just let loose on it. And maybe we get something back out of Carter. Trying to not get stopped, she might just throw a combination back.
Right, and you said this earlier in the fight, and it's materializing now that Payne really does need Carter to engage. She wants to counterpunch.
Yeah.
She wants to have an aggressive opponent in front of her so she can be given opportunities. So, as we say, early in these fights, early in these careers, this is another good lesson in the pro game for how do you create opportunities if a fighter's not giving you.
Yeah, most definitely. This is just more for her to build on. Just go back, watch it with her team, and you know, go back to the gym and ask all the questions you need to ask, and figure out what you need to do. And okay, what do I do here if this happens next time? And it adds more to your game.
Right.
It adds more. It's not a bad thing. It's not anything. It just adds. It gives you opportunity to realize, okay, there's more to boxing than what my game already is. You're already good at what you do. And now I need to learn something else. How do I create opportunities when someone's not trying to engage? How do I get them to engage? How do I get them to bite? And if they're not biting, what do I do?
And when you run into more skilled fighters later in your career, you'll find fighters that aren't giving you anything, but are creating offense for themselves.
Exactly,
so then how do you create your own offense when you're not being given anything and something's coming back? So now is the time to figure out how to create while nothing's coming back and you're not in harm's way.
Yeah, most definitely. That's true.
We got to shout the DJ out here in the 6th and final round coming up.
Yeah.
The walkout music has been fire. The in-between round music is all right. I think this might turn into a party by the end of the main event. We've heard 2 Elvis walkout songs, by the way, here in England, of all places. So, you know, I'm quite happy with that. Elvis never had an opportunity to perform in the United Kingdom, but tonight at the York Hall, you see the rise and fall of Elvis Presley. Now, we've seen a lot of fighters on the rise. I need to see somebody fall. You know?
Randy Raheem loves a knockout.
I love a knockout, and boy, that's what I show up for. I need to see it. I need to see it. This is the sixth and final round. It doesn't look like we're going to get that. However, I am enjoying watching the action step up a bit here in the sixth round from Payne. And to your point, it's forcing Carter to fight. So maybe if she put this kind of pressure on earlier in the fight, you might have gotten something to work with in the third and fourth rounds.
Yeah, she has upped the pace here a lot from the earlier rounds. She's putting more together. She's still using that. She's pouring with that jab a little bit too much. A stiff jab would pop Carter's head back, and you probably find her openings like that. Because right now she's really only firing with one hand.
Yeah, I never really love when you see that lead hand rocking. I like to call it the rockabye, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing that to draw your opponent's gaze and attention and distract them, could almost be a feint if you're bringing something over the top of it, if you catch their eye with it. But just doing it for rhythm's sake, I think that's a bit of a novice trait.
It's bad habits. I mean, people catch on to that rhythm, but I don't mind it unless I see. Well, I don't mind it, but I also want to see a variation in that change of lead hand, like I said earlier. Like, okay, you walk a bit, now it's up high and I'm throwing a stiff jab, so you can't read my work. You can't catch my rhythm.
That's right. That's right.
But for 6 rounds, I mean, the right hand should really come over the top of that rocking lead hand, but Carter hasn't been able to spot that.
That's what I thought the purpose of it was. And, you know, a real seasoned fighter like Usyk, you'll see he'll rock it and then he'll bring it up. He'll, you know, that lead hand's all over the place all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee scorecard. The ringside referee scores the bout 60 to 54. And your winner, still undefeated, Laura the Punisher Payne.
Congratulations on your win. You moved to 9-0 tonight. How are you feeling after those 6 rounds?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Good to get, well, I don't be 8, but 6 rounds in. My previous round pulled out, so I spent a period jumping in there as well, just practicing different things. And I wasn't about overloading and things like that. I was just coming out to my corner, practicing on the work at the gym. Just learning, you know, it is what these rounds are, so it's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you know, in